Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing an institutional snapshot of the University of Central Punjab. You probably know it as UCP. It's a major private university in Lahore, Pakistan, and we're going to dig into what makes it tick.
So, let's kick things off with its motto, the center of your future. Now that's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? It's more than just a catchy phrase. It's a huge promise to every single student and faculty member. Let's see how they try to make good on that.
Okay, here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to cover the whole story, starting with the basics, then tracing its history, diving into the academic programs, checking out its rankings and reputation, and finally, getting a feel for campus life.
All right, first things first. Let's get a quick snapshot of UCP. What are the absolute core facts you need to know about this place?
So, a couple of things jump out right away. For one, it's a pretty young university, only officially chartered back in 2002. But look at that student number. Over 16,000. That's huge. This isn't some small college. It's a major force in Pakistan's private education scene, with Mian Amir Mahmood at the helm as chairman.
So, a big university like this doesn't just pop up out of nowhere, right? Let's rewind a bit and look at its origin story, how it grew from a collection of colleges into what it is today.
And wow, this timeline really tells a story. Look at the pacing here. It took a full 6 years just to get from that initial petition to becoming a chartered university. And then, just a couple of years later, bam, they're already restructuring their academics and by 2010, building this massive new campus. This shows some serious long-term strategic planning.
All right, so we've seen how it started. Now for the really important part, the academics. I mean, this is the core of what a university is, right? What can you actually learn there?
And when you look at what's on offer, it's a lot. We're not talking about just a handful of departments. There are 10 different faculties. You've got your heavy hitters like engineering and law, but also really specialized fields like pharmaceutical and life sciences. It's clear they're aiming to be a comprehensive one-stop shop for higher education.
Now this is actually a really big deal. UCP's engineering programs are accredited under the Washington Accord. So what on earth is that? Well, basically, it's an international seal of approval. It means an engineering degree from UCP is considered equivalent to one from places like the US, the UK, Australia, or Canada. That's a huge boost for graduates who want to work globally.
So you have this international accreditation, this wide range of subjects. It all sounds great. But how does that stack up on the world stage? Let's talk rankings and reputation.
Let's look at the two big ones, QS and Times Higher Education. According to QS for 2025, UCP is sitting at 362 in Asia, and globally, THE puts them in that 801 to 1000 band. You know, for a private university that's only been around since 2002, that's a pretty solid international footprint.
But okay, let's be real. What do these numbers actually mean? For a student who's picking a university or a researcher looking for their next position, why do these rankings even matter?
Well, if we zoom in a little, the picture gets even clearer. In its own neighborhood, Southern Asia, QS ranks it in the top 100. And right at home in Lahore, its business school is a real standout, ranked 7th by Pakistan's own Higher Education Commission. That tells you it has a very strong local reputation.
You know, rankings are one thing, but a university is more than just numbers on a page. It's a place, a community. So what's it actually like to be one of those 16,000 plus students on campus?
Well, for starters, the campus is enormous. We're talking 500,000 square feet. It was purpose-built back in 2010, and its location is pretty strategic too, right opposite a major city landmark.
And of course, at the very heart of that campus, you've got the library. It's the academic engine room, right? And UCP's is stocked with over 40,000 books covering every discipline they teach. It's the central hub for all that learning.
And that brings us right back to where we started with that motto, the center of your future. We've looked at its strategic growth, its broad academics, its reputation. And for those 16,000 students, this institution is exactly that, the launchpad for their futures. So the big question really is, how does an institution truly live up to that kind of massive responsibility? That's definitely something to think about.